Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. As we are finishing the day, the market moved a little bit up today, but hasn't really given me strong evidence that a low has formed here in wave 4. Remember, we have a short-term bullish, short-term bearish scenario. Let's talk about them both. I have a few ideas how this could unfold here, but it's not very clear at this stage. Basically, we're waiting for further evidence. If this larger degree fourth wave is unfolding, we just need a little bit more price data for that. In the short-term bullish scenario, I would still like to see another high. We would get that one more high, and the price should move to 135, maybe even $147 next. But it would need to hold the last low at 80. You hear the dog in the background, at around about $86. This was the critical support, $89.80. It was, briefly broken in that liquidity event that we had, a few days ago, a couple of days ago. But the support was never broken, or the support, the price never sustained below that level. To be honest, now with the structure that we've got now, making one more low would look a little bit strange in wave 4 in white. So my view is to really strongly expect, I shouldn't say strongly, I did say in previous videos, I'm slightly leaning towards another low, but the price obviously doesn't need it. That third wave already extended long enough. It's done what it needs to do. There are no further extensions needed, but obviously until support really breaks, or we have, some other evidence that would suggest that, this is topped and we're now in the larger degree fourth wave. I'm going with the trend, and if I zoom out a little bit, you see this can still very well be a 5-wave move to the upside of the 21st of November lows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Possible, yeah. So, but it would take a break. I've said it from the beginning. It would take a break above that green line to confirm this further. And so far, the market has avoided to break above the green line. Just again, a fake out, small fake out. So it would take a break above around about $117 to confirm that this fifth wave is unfolding. There are a few ways how this could now develop. Let's say in the short-term bearish count. So I just described the short-term bullish scenario. In the short-term bullish scenario, by the way, how would the subwave structure develop? So obviously, condition for the white count to work out, in my opinion, is holding that last low a couple of days ago. And bear in mind, the move up is an ending diagonal. This fifth wave here, obviously I haven't labeled it all because this is just the second pathway, but it's a fifth wave within wave 3. It is an ending diagonal because in the subwaves we have 3 waves, So also the wave 5 would be an ABC structure. So we don't necessarily need to see an impulse. We're not looking for an impulse necessarily. If we see one, it would be easier, but we might not see one. So it likely should unfold as an ABC structure in wave 5. This is what I would like to see in this structure. ABC. Let me change the wave degree. And the A wave could be a 5-wave move, could be a 3-wave move. So it's just something to be aware of. I'm not going to put, I'm not going to leave the labels on there. But for example, could imagine this might be a 1, this might be a 2. But then this isn't very clear for a third wave. Maybe like this, but we'll see. We need a little bit more price data. Just want to give you a possible pathway for higher. Now, also then, in the, let's say, short-term bearish scenario, in which the third wave topped and we're coming down in a wave 4, which should be followed by a wave 5, we're likely moving up here in wave B. So again, you hear the dog in the background. So if we are moving up here and the move is corrective, then it also keeps the door open for lower. If the move up in A is impulsive, and it doesn't seem to be, then it would be clearer. So it literally depends now on the shorter time frame price action. It's not very clear. Now, it's very simple. If anybody wants to go long, you set the stop below the last low, and you're watching if it can unfold, It looks to me as if it's obviously a corrective structure to the upside. So it could just be circle wave B, which will result in circle wave C, or it could be in the white count wave A. But if then in the move down afterwards, we see only a corrective pullback, this could be the B wave pullback, which would result in a C wave higher. So if we get a pullback, so after the corrective rally, if the pullback is also corrective, then we could say, okay, we have the next setup for a C wave higher. But it's very, it's very corrective, everything here. So it doesn't give us a very clear perspective. So yeah, basically, at the moment, both is definitely possible, okay? So probabilities aren't very clear. We're just waiting for the market to confirm, is it yellow or white? But so far, the support level is holding, so I'm still leaning towards another high. That's all I can say, but it doesn't really matter what I'm leaning to. It shouldn't really matter to you. What should really matter is the structure and what are the probabilities. The probabilities at the moment, I'd say, they're fairly balanced. That is when the objectivity comes into play. And where is the objectivity? Well, it's in the fib levels. So for me, it would be, well, it's quite objective that this fifth wave to the upside is invalidated below a break, with a break below what I have labeled here as wave 4 low. So that's naturally a potential stop, yeah. But there isn't a clear trade here, in my opinion. There just isn't. There are much better setups out there at the moment. A possible trade setup will be when the B wave tops, a potential short, after we've seen a 1-2 setup with a third wave to the downside to follow. So the 1-2 could be the short trade setup. Also, what could happen, but it's way too early to really talk about that with confidence, this wave 4 might form a triangle A, B, C, D, E. That's for everybody who thinks the price couldn't come down into the orange box anymore. But yeah, it might form a triangle. That's always possible. So I'll keep you updated. So we had made a small addition to the structure. The overall support levels are unchanged, and we just let the market unfold a little bit, get a bit of get a little bit more price data, and just wait for the next, let's say, reliable setup, which could be either the white B wave pullback, if it's clear, to trade wave C higher, if anybody wants to do that, but that's really like the last bit of the rally probably. Or if the wave B is unfolding in yellow and we see a first impulse down, corrective rally, we have a nice short trade setup to the downside that might that we could explore further. So yeah, that's my update about Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.